Picture this. Your client just logged on to the call and you can see it immediately. The weight on their shoulders, the heaviness in their voice. Everything they say is wrapped in darkness. Their boss doesn't understand. Their team has given up. Their partner thinks they're failing. And as they keep talking, you start to notice something happening in your own body. Your chest gets tight. You feel yourself slumping. Their despair is becoming your despair. What do you do in that moment? That's what we're exploring today. This is one of the real challenges of coaching work. Your clients bring heavy things into the room: loss, failure, fear, overwhelm. And because you're human, because you actually care about these people, you feel it too. So here's the thing. Feeling it isn't the problem. Getting pulled under by it is. When you find yourself in that sinking feeling right alongside your client, you've lost your ability to help them. You can't throw a lifeline when you're drowning too. ICF addresses this directly. Marker 2.06 in the Embodies a Coaching Mindset Competency says you need to develop and maintain the ability to manage your emotions. Now, I want you to notice that word manage. In 2025, ICF updated this language. It used to say regulate. That shift matters. Regulate has this clinical feel to it, like you're controlling a thermostat or keeping something in check. Manage is more active, more intentional. It's not about clamping down on what you feel. It's about being aware of what's happening and choosing how you respond. Let me be clear about what this shift really means. The old language implied containment, like your emotions were something dangerous that needed to be kept in a box. The new language recognizes that your emotions are natural, present, and actually useful data. The question isn't whether you feel them. The question is, do you get to decide what to do about them? Or do they decide for you? That's the difference. Active choice versus reactive control. And this is where I see coaches get confused. They think they're managing their emotions when they're actually stuffing them down. Those are very different things. When you stuff emotions down, you're pretending they're not there. You're putting on a mask, projecting calm while inside you're churning. Your clients can sense this. It creates tension in the room that nobody can quite name. Real management looks different. You feel what's present, fully, honestly. And then you make a conscious choice about how to work with it. You can feel their pain and stay on solid ground at the same time. That's the skill we're developing. Here's a distinction that will serve you throughout your coaching career. There's a big difference between sympathy and empathy. When your client is in a dark hole, sympathy climbs down in there with them. You feel what they feel as if it's your own experience. You take on their pain. And now you're both stuck. Empathy does something different. Empathy stays at the edge of that hole. You see them. You understand what they're going through. And because you're still standing on firm ground, you can actually reach down and offer a hand. Here's what I tell coaches. You cannot help someone if you're in the same emotional space they're in. Being with them is different than being them. Now, doing this well requires something of you. You need to know what pulls you in. What topics or emotions have a hook into your own story? Maybe it's career struggles because you went through something similar. Maybe it's relationship pain or grief or feelings of inadequacy. We all have these tender spots. When their story activates your story, can you recognize what's happening? Can you separate what's theirs from what's yours? This isn't work you do once and check off. This is ongoing self-awareness. It's part of what it means to embody a coaching mindset. So let's talk about what actually makes a difference. Before you ever get on a call, check in with yourself. Where are you right now? What are you carrying? If you know certain topics might come up, notice if you have charge around them. Some coaches develop rituals, a few deep breaths, a moment of intentional centering. Find what works for you. During the session, stay attuned to your own internal signals. When you notice yourself getting pulled, tightness in your chest, emotions rising, you don't have to act on that. Feel it, name it internally. And choose to stay present anyway. And have practices ready for coming back to center. Maybe it's a grounding technique, maybe it's an internal reminder. Whatever helps you return to being useful for your client. Let me name a few patterns I see that get in the way. First, telling yourself you're managing when you're actually suppressing. If there's internal pressure building, if you're holding your breath or clenching your jaw, that's not management. Second, the belief that you don't have triggers. Everyone has triggers. If you think you don't, you just haven't found them yet, or you're avoiding the work of looking. And third, getting completely swept up in their emotion and calling it deep empathy. It's not. Losing yourself in their experience is sympathy, not empathy. Real empathy maintains the boundary that allows you to help. So here's what I want you to take with you. This competency isn't asking you to become emotionless. It's asking you to be fully human, feeling what's present while maintaining the groundedness that makes you useful. Feel and choose. That's the skill. Stay connected without merging. Stay present without drowning. And remember, the client is in that hole doing hard work. They need you standing at the edge with a lifeline, not down there with them wondering how you'll both get out. Managing emotions in session requires something first, preparing yourself before the session begins. Let's talk about that next.